I mean, really. Revolution could break out there any second.
Cohagen says it's just a few extremists.
You believe him?
Okay, forget about it.
Greetings and salutations to all of you wonderful viewers out there. Welcome to another exciting episode of Movie Club. My name is Noah Mitchell from Zenescope Entertainment, and we are just so thrilled to have you here with us tonight. We're going to be talking about the fantastic film from 1990, Paul Verhoeven's Total Recall. Give me 1 second here. Let me change the audio. Oh, there we go. Hi, everyone. Sorry, that was the 2048 technology there for you. Not as cut out as it is implied to be. But welcome. We're happy to have you, and I hope you watched Total Recall. If not, well, you don't need to. You got us. We're happy to do the job for you. That's what we're here for. Let me introduce the rest of our motley crew. Trademarked, coming up, the big, bad, super rad, kind of a dad. You had to have been sad. It's Ralph.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
I was trying to. I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
Barberella greeting.
Love.
I'm going to use that everyone now. Love. I didn't know you were in Total Recall. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I missed it the first 15 times I saw the movie.
Patrick Swayze was originally up for that role, but due to some scheduling conflict, I got the part. So
very cool.
Yeah, a little. I think that might be on IMDb's trivia section if you scroll down way down at the bottom.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, hey, thank you for being had.
You're welcome.
All right, bring it on. The fun doesn't stop. The train keeps on going. Let's bring on another member of the Zenescope crew. You know her, you love her. She did a fantastic job on NCW. Thing right there. Whoa.
I don't know where you're pointing to.
There we go. Don't worry about it. Hey, it's Casey, everybody.
Hello. It's still NCW, apparently.
Casey.
There we go.
Hi, Casey.
Hello, Ralph. How are you?
Great.
You got Casey on one side. You got me on the other. You got this guy in the middle. He's saying, what do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
Casey, I'm in a good mood. I got Noah looking the other way.
I'm in a great mood because I think this movie, maybe we might get a collective 3 or higher.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Casey.
I'm going to say I'm intentionally going to give it I'm going to give it a bad score now.
Oh, I've been so excited.
He said so.
Get ahead of yourself. We'll see. Who's next?
Who's next? Let's bring on alphabetically Brian with a big B. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Brian.
What's up? What's up? I'm actually in Orlando, flying back home. So I'm in a one of the clubs to use their awesome Wi-Fi, and people are wondering what the hell am I doing?
That's amazing.
And wait until we start talking about the movie, and they're like, "What is he really doing?"
So you're live from a airport club. We don't know which one. Maybe American.
There's the proof. There's airplanes.
This is how dedicated Brian is to Movie Club, guys.
Because it's also one of my favorite movies, so I'm definitely want to talk about it.
And you don't even have headphones, so everybody.
No, for some reason these silly Bluetooth speakers are not coming through with the StreamYard app. StreamYard, how about fixing that flaw? Hello.
This is a direct call to StreamYard.com.
Yeah, man. How can you not be hip to the whole, technology? Anyway,
well, I'm glad that you're here.
I'm not. I didn't. I'm literally phoning it in because this is my phone.
You literally are phoning it in. But if anybody in the club wants to join, tell them to come on in.
Yeah.
I think I might be shushed. I'm sure I might be shushed at some point. Like, could you keep it down?
Sir, Why are you babbling about Total Recall?
Yeah, but you know what's great about the club though is the free beverages. That's the good thing about the club.
All that matters.
Do we get a club when we fly to Phoenix this weekend?
There you go. Where is it? There you go.
You guys don't
Here's the United Club. There we go.
Okay. Shout out to United.
Shout out to United.
We'll sponsor this movie club soon.
Yeah.
Who else do we got? No.
Just like United Airlines, here comes flying in Krystle Starr.
What's up, everybody? Hello.
Hi, Krystle.
Hey. I love that you're in an airport, Brian. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was down here for MegaCon, which was off the hook crazy.
Yeah. I can't wait till we see.
I heard MegaCon. We should have done it.
Public.
I've heard good things about MegaCon.
And Krystle, you're in your regular abode, unless that is the cleverly disguised airport.
Nope, this is the Tiki Hut. I'm still in the Tiki Hut, so we're good.
Oh, we're glad that you're glad to be in the Tiki Hut.
Yeah.
Let's bring on Marilyn, and then we'll have the whole crew together. Hi, Marilyn.
Love.
Love.
Ow.
Love.
She loves it. Marilyn loves it. It's her favorite part of the show now. Love.
Yeah, actually.
Hi, Marilyn. How are you?
Hi. How's
Can
it?
I just want to quick say, when I told my parents that we were doing Total Recall, they said, "What, Total Recall? Why are you doing that for Bad Movie Club? It's not a bad movie." And I said, no. It's not Bad Movie Club. It's just Movie Club.
Movie club. Just because we've done some bad movies recently doesn't mean everything.
Ralph, what does that tell you? You've picked some terrible films.
What? Barberella is a classic. It's not my fault.
No, that one was good. That one
What
was
else?
good. All you guys are crazy.
Krystle, you've given 5s to everything we've done. I don't even know what you're talking about.
This year, last year is a different story.
All
Last
right,
year
people
was
need to
different.
give an honest
You're
rate.
not.
Not giving it higher because everybody was lower or lower because everybody's higher.
No. What I'm gonna say
Okay, Barbarella,
is
though,
the
Y'all were
only
terrible with her.
the only egregious movie chosen is Silent Night, Deadly Night. That was egregiously bad.
That was
Other than
bad.
that,
But it was
all-
entertaining though.
they
So
were all cult classics, well-known films. I mean, even Silent Night, Deadly Night's a cult classic. I don't know why.
in the horror genre, yes.
So just letting you know. But it has to be sci-fi. We can't just like do Godfather. I mean,
You could.
We should do Space
right now
Pirates.
it's like a sci-fi. It's
It's
horror.
like one of my favorites.
Okay. So,
All right.
Where do you want to begin here, Noah? About
Well,
Total-
who's seen it?
I have seen it previously.
I've seen
Yeah,
it
previously.
I've seen it about 10 times. but-
I've seen it at least 100 times.
I have not seen it. This is the first time.
I don't
I
know.
thought you
How
were
old are
just
you,
making
Casey?
sure we
I
did
have not seen it
23.
in 20
Okay.
years, but I've seen it a ton of times.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I've seen it either. I know it's been quite a long time though.
I literally just watched it like maybe 4 years ago, but for whatever reason, I could not remember like the first 15 minutes of the movie. And I saw it a lot in high school. Like I had it on DVD. It came in this really cool collector's case that was Mars. Did anyone else have that?
No, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it was. I liked it a lot. So
Yeah, I've seen this movie previously. It was one of those like cable staples, like on TNT. But it's been so long since I've seen it. I told Casey I was kind of confusing it. Like I thought that there were moments that weren't actually in the movie. Like I was mixing up like Memento with Total Recall. It's like the whole like memory and mind thing. I'm like, when is the girlfriend gonna walk out and come back in? And so fun refresher for me. Also, I like Brian's. I see what's going on here.
great.
We should
I wonder
just
if
turn this
Jason-
into Brian at the airport.
Brian at the airport with a baby behind. So all Brian's making weird faces. I did not know Patrick Swayze was supposed to star in this. Is that-
I am
Yeah.
so glad he didn't. I think it's iconic for me because of the Arnold scenes and
You
mannerisms.
do love your Arnold.
I do.
I wouldn't have hated Swayze in the movie. Swayze's still the man.
But actually, because I did see, yeah, that there was a lot of detail in that IMDb thing.
Yes.
Also in the running, or not even maybe in the running, but they were considered was Christopher Reeves, Jeff Bridges, Matthew Broderick, Richard Dreyfuss, Mark Harmon, Tom Selleck, and William Hurt.
All hacks. Every one of them hacks.
I couldn't have seen
Compared to
any
Arnold, yes.
to it.
Yeah, I think it was a good choice to go with Arnold. I know it was the different choice. Like the book, and I think the original screenplay had him as like a office worker or something. But
Right.
when you get Arnold Schwarzenegger in your movie, you got to kind of adjust.
Well, and it was Arnold's idea as well, and that's why I think because of the original idea of being an office worker or accountant or something like that, that's probably why these other names.
Yeah, and I was impressed with the amount of hand that Arnold Schwarzenegger had in this movie. Like he was like a big proponent for it. Like he saw, I guess, RoboCop. He said, "I love that. I want to do one of those." And then the script was going between directors, producers. Finally, he was able to just make it connect. It sounds like.
Well, he heard that De Laurentiis had it. His company went bankrupt, and Arnold heard about it, and so it's like Arnold got it to the proper person to get it made.
He got it wholesale.
Wholesale.
So, yeah, but so this was Casey. If this was your first time watching it, all of us have seen it before. Initial reactions without giving a score?
Well, it was really good compared to the 4 movies we've watched. So I was pleasantly surprised this month. But I liked it a lot. Jason, we were talking about it before I had watched it, and he was like, I don't know if you'll like it because of the effects. Like they might just be too dated for your generation.
Oh my god, I love the facts.
I know, I kind of loved it. I thought it added an element to it. It does feel dated in a sense, but I didn't feel like it took away from the movie. It just felt like a 90s movie to me, I guess. It felt like like 3 other 90s movies I've seen in my life.
I feel like it felt so 80s to me, but maybe...
Well, it was exactly 1990.
It was.
It was a transition from 80s to 90s.
Yeah.
I love the cars so much.
Yeah.
I
like
it was definitely...
You're a big fan of Johnny Cab?
It was definitely in the spirit of, all the other kind of 80s Schwarzenegger stuff. So Commando, all the great type of, Predator kind of feel. It was that kind of him going to town on this time Space Guys. So I thought it was really great. The one-liners were aplenty, which I loved. Like that I still to this day quote with friends and stuff, like "See you at the party, Richter" and stuff like that.
All the time. That is the most quoted line for.
Everybody looks at me as I do my impersonations.
I don't know if I like this muted Brian. He's very.
Yeah, if you Silicon Valley Comic-Con had a bunch of the cars for years. I guess they're housed close by. So I love, like, I got to see a bunch of the cars up close and just filled me with joy. I love the detail on them, and the Johnny Cab character itself cracks me up. Like when he rips him out and just takes a spot. I don't understand like the suicide that the Johnny Cab did afterwards. Like he was like coming for Arnold.
Yeah, he didn't pay him, and he just tried to kill him with super campy, which like it was a little out of place for this movie. I mean, the movie wasn't too, overly campy. So it was like, well, now this Johnny Cab's trying to run him over and kill him.
To me, this had like the perfect amount of like comic violence. Like it's the same thing with RoboCop, where you have like a 2-minute scene. Oh no, we lost Brian.
Brian's getting removed from United.
Sorry, sir. You're flying Spirit now. But
well, yeah, it was very cartoony violent.
Well,
Like-
it was originally given an X rating for the violence, and then they kind of took some of that out, and then just kind of changed angles on some of the stuff and that's how they were able to get the R rating.
Rewatching this, I can't believe how, when I first saw it in the theater, how I thought it was so amazing, like the graphics and in the theater, thinking, "Oh my God, this is like you don't get better than this. This is cutting edge." That's what I thought as a child, as a kid in the theater.
I mean,
now you look at it and you're like, "What the?" Like it's not cutting edge.
Well, that was when CGI kind of started, and the miniature sets kind of ended. So yeah, it was very cutting edge at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When did Blade Runner come out?
It was great. I mean, the graphics back then in 1990 was great.
Before Blade Runner was 80s.
Yeah,
80s,
Blade Runner was like 1982.
I'm just trying to think like what other sci-fi movies were still using like miniatures. Like I know like the whole Blade Runner like cityscape. But I'm like going through my head of like sci-fi movies from the 80s and 90s.
That use miniatures.
Yeah. Well, hell, even
Star
I guess
Wars.
I was gonna say Star Wars.
Jurassic Park.
What's the
Also
Independence Day? Independence Day did, I think, too.
I think the practical effects.
Independence Day was made in the mid 90s.
95 or 6.
Extra work on that. But I don't know about miniatures though.
I thought they used the miniatures for the blowing up like the Capitol.
They did. For that scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think that the practical effects, even though some of them are like a little choppy, I think it still holds up, and it's just cool to see.
Dude, how
like,
could you get that ball? Like, think about that ball in your nose. I was thinking about that all day. Your nose. But yeah, that to me, like,
Nice.
That was like a fake fake.
The one thing that kind of stood out to me a little bit were how the animatronics, they were just so obvious to me watching it now versus watching it then.
They were really obvious to me too.
Because I know the industry better now too. I don't know.
No, I feel like I noticed that, like, because we had a big screen, and I would always have kids come, like, kids my age come over to watch this, and I mean, we would always laugh at those parts because it was such an obvious like wax puppet thing. So like we would always just be like, "This is so terrible." Like, but again, that was like in the 2000s when we were rewatching it, so that might have weighed too, because in the 90s maybe the TVs were a little smaller, like in 1990.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
But if you saw it in the theaters, I feel like you would have been like, "That's cheesy," even when it came out.
But it was cutting edge then, though.
The what?
Yeah, like Terminator, I guess.
Yeah.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was at the time like one of the most expensive movies.
Yeah,
that had come out.
Most expensive movie made at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And looking at that, I would not have thought that, but I could see that, I guess, in the 90s.
It was a $65 million budget, which doesn't sound like that would be the second most expensive movie at the time.
That's a lot for that movie. I feel like that's way too much for that movie.
Especially for that time, it was definitely, a budget that they were like, "Yo, this is gonna stretch us," kind of thing.
Maybe like a lot of that was drug money for the cast to get through.
It's
only 10 years ago, right? Who said that? Because I literally do that.
Many of you don't realize this was Brian's first movie.
Stop!
Right.
Open your mind.
Do you know how many people I beat out for that role? I have no idea.
Oh my god!
Listen, here it is. Wait. The reactor.
You got to do the voiceover, Brian.
Open your mind.
Open your mind.
Open your mind.
So that scene and the 3 booby scene, like,
Oh
is
my
for
gosh.
years the only thing that I kept up here about this film was wife is not real, 3 boobs,
I think this guy
stomach
looks
tumor
good.
baby.
I love this guy.
Oh yeah,
That's
No,
awesome.
I don't know, man. Venusville, I could see that being in Vegas.
Mhm.
The
Have a bar called that. That'd be hilarious.
So with Arnold, like Arnold's character, Quaid. Well, what is his name? I forget.
Hauser.
Yeah. So he's like this regular blue collar
Doug
guy.
Quaid,
Right?
Hauser
Like
Quaid.
he's in this blue collar job.
That body doing that job. Get out of here.
Just your pants. So he's drilling, but I mean, I feel like this is like 100 years in the future, and they're just still using the old school
Yes.
drills. Like you can't upgrade equipment. Like,
Well,
Like
to
if-
me, like a lot of the futuristic looks very antiquated.
well, yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
And it is funny, like how it's just not like when they're asking like the credits part with like he can't
18
pay on his
credits.
phone. Like you don't have a
18
cell
credits.
phone
Credits
right
must be
there.
cheap. Because my
But back
Uber
then
costs
they-
150.
Like they still carried cash. It was 2084 and he's got cash on him. Like it's just like things that nowadays you're like.
Well, you don't know. Did we see the actual credits? I mean, he could have been
He
like,
pulled out cash out of his
oh, you're right. I remember they had like the red cash too.
his big case.
Most movies about the future that were done in the past, especially when they're trying to replicate like technology that doesn't exist yet, it's always antique. Like even the Johnny Cab. Why did there actually need to be a puppet driver? Why couldn't the car just talk to you? Like
right.
I think they were trying to make it unique from other sci-fi movies, like Logan's Run. It was just you jumped into that monorail thing. There was no, and literally like I get on the monorail here. It's no driver. I thought it was just a unique way to put a face to it, and it was a memorable moment. Obviously, we all remember that moment, and it is a little creepy, obviously, especially when it's melting away. But I always thought that was funny. I was like, that's the problem with Uber. We don't have enough Johnny Cab guys.
100%, bro.
I would totally love to ride in a Johnny.
Right? Wouldn't you be like, oh, I totally want the Johnny Cab driver?
What did he say when he was burning?
Have a nice day, or something like that.
Doesn't Arnold say some wise ass remark?
Have a good day.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I mean, they had how many millions of dollars? It's like,
well, maybe.
They had to
I
spend
mean,
it
it kind of reminded me of the character Max Headroom, which was a big thing in the '80s. It kind of had that kind of computer pixelated kind of look to it.
I can see that. And that plastic face.
Right, the big jawline.
I still love the setup to this film. Like, I really like the idea that, although it's interesting, like, wouldn't everybody be doing these memory implants? But I think it was such a cool idea to be like, oh, we're going to implant this memory of this trip in your mind. And then the whole like, oh, upgrade to the the super spy, and he's like, oh, I'll do that. So the whole movie, you're kind of left with this ambiguous, is that, was it real or was it the upgrade or the implant? And I thought they did that really well.
Well, look at the plot device of the Winter Soldier, where they brainwash him to a point where he can be activated with code words and go on and put it. So in a way, it's a weird memory like that.
Yeah.
Now,
I love the ending line though.
Like,
you still don't know if it's true or not. She's
you don't
like,
know. Yeah, and I
love
love
me.
And I've talked to people who still swear that this was all part of the implant, the memory, and he'll wake up and he'll be back in his normal life.
I did read some compelling arguments online in favor of it being a dream. The fact that
there's a cool.
Oh, it's a super cool premise, and I think we were talking about it a little earlier today in the office, just a smidge. But Dave brought up a good point where he's like, after the movie, you're still talking about it. And Casey brought up Inception too, because it was very similar. Like, how long did you talk about that top? Like it's spinning at the end of the movie.
And the thing is, like, and Michael said they said the implant was never done in the movie. Now they said that, but they also said that they could have said that in his new reality of the implant already being done. Of course, like, we did get to see behind the curtain. Like, when he's not on the screen, you still have characters acting as if it were real.
Well, I thought it was an incredibly clever plot device to have the psychiatrist come in to talk him out by taking the red pill or the blue pill. It was so funny. I was like, oh, wait, I can see where the Matrix stole this device. But it was great. And the whole, like, the sweat coming down his face, obviously showed that he was not a vision. He was actually real. I thought it was very clever in that sense.
Did you ever see Vanilla Sky?
Yes.
Sorry?
Vanilla Sky had that plot point at one point. I don't want to give too much away. That should be a movie club movie. I love that movie. Sorry.
It'd be funny if they had shot an alternate ending just to shoot an alternate ending where it was like he woke up.
Right.
That's exactly like that. Where am I?
Where am I? What am I doing? He wakes up.
Here's what you do.
He's trying to kill his wife.
Right when the movie fades to white, you cut it and then go back to the beginning where Arnold's face is about to pop, and then he wakes up in bed. And so then you just have a consistent loop of a movie just going, and you can just 24 hours.
Oh, Lord.
That's it, Noah. Get on that cut.
The long-awaited
Noah cut.
Total Recall cut.
Noah, do it.
Get to the chopping board.
Like Michael said, it's like the Newhart ending.
How many? So are we all in agreement? Does anybody think that it was a dream versus reality?
I think it was reality, but I do like the idea that it could be a dream.
Yeah, and I think that going back to the white ending, reading into the details, it's like they purposely did that so that you can actually make up your own mind as to what you feel it was.
Right.
I kind of like movies that do that.
Like
sometimes they piss me off, but
when he's about to go under in the thing, he sees the girl on the screen, her face. So it's like, it's kind of, is that coincidental?
Yeah, and then there are other little kind of like Easter eggs like that. And I can take credit, thank you, IMDb. But one of the things that they pointed out was that, one, all of the things that psychiatrist guy says, he's like, if you shoot me, this is what's going to happen. All of those things happen. Now it could also just be, he's working for, the bad guys and it's all orchestrated like that. But then there was another detail where when they're strapping him into that chair for the initial implant, the guy looks at the chip and he's like, oh, blue skies on Mars. That's new. And then like puts it in.
Right.
There was, it was, the whole movie was like a lot of prophetic instances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite quotes was this guy, the creepy guy, right when he lands on Mars, is like, "You want to know your future?" And he's like, "Well, how about my past?" Like I thought that was such like it explains the entire movie in like one little interaction.
I do think it was. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Damn it.
Dream, reality.
I went to recall one too many times.
What's those brain butchers?
I did comic book. Say comic book publisher and writer as my implant, and it's been going.
I will say I really liked how the salesman upsold him. Not for nothing.
300 measly credits.
I think
get a special trip.
I think that the talking about capitalism in this movie was extremely well done. I think some of my favorite parts were when they were like, "Oh, he's having an embolism. Like it's our second one." They literally just drop him off, and they're like, "Just trash him. Like just put knock him off. We don't have anything to do with it. Erase all the records. Like no thanks." And then raising the price of air. I think that's
I don't know
if you guys have talked to like really old people, but like really old people are still really upset that like we have to pay for water. which if you think about it is crazy because like I mean when you go to Colorado I do buy air. I go to air bars. Like I pay for air. Like that's a real thing already.
It is. You pay for oxygen. You know, oxygen.
Oxygen bars. Yeah.
I used to have one on Universal City Walk here.
I love oxygen bars. Like I really do.
I did not know these were a thing, and I am
Same.
excited to find one.
I remember what I was going to say. I think the mutants. So the mutants were mutated from exposure to radiation, correct?
And lack of oxygen causing
bad
embolism.
air.
It was weird that none of the mutations seemed to really match. It was like everybody. It was like suddenly it was like the one guy had the arm that was like a whatever arm, and then somebody else with 3 boobs. It was like there was so randomization of the mutants. I thought that was
what's crazy? So that one girl with like holding the baby with her whole face like paralyzed. I mean, that literally something very similar happened to me, and it was because of lack of oxygen, like in my brain, like created like a blood tumor clot type deal. And so when I saw that today, I was like, damn, like shit's too close.
Right.
But it like, you know, if it was on Mars and, you know, we don't know how our bodies would react to certain things in Mars. Wow. Like some of that stuff is, I mean, I don't know about the baby tumor thing, but I don't know. Enough radiation.
You might get three boobies. We don't know.
Yeah.
You could turn into
we're on Mars if we're going to get 3 boobs.
Yes. Yeah.
You could turn into some type of invisible female or human-like torch.
The moral. Brian's taking a walk. He's been asked to leave.
I am.
Yo, man, I'm getting my money's worth out of this club, bro.
When I was making my notes on this, it was I watched this the other night, like 3 nights ago, and it's not even. It wasn't ever meant to be that funny, but it was like an observation I had, and now it's even more not funny. But they had this whole shooting in the mall, like that whole shooting scene where all these people are being killed, and like guns are firing, and like literally, like he goes outside, and like people are just still going to the mall. Like there's no cops, there's nobody showing up, and I was just thinking, you know. The one thing they got right are mass shootings are so commonplace in this future that people just walk by them and just ignore it. And there's no cops even showing up. And then
I didn't want to bring up the shootings, but you did. So I will say this that I wrote down. I think it's crazy when they go into town, they have to go through like that crazy metal detector. And in my head, I was like, man, does every school in America need one of these? Like, you know,
yo, man, I'm still waiting for that X-ray detector, man. I'd be like, oh man, imagine having not to have to take everything out of your bag and put it on the thing. Yo, I'm on it. Let's do it.
That would be nice, so we don't have to stay at the airport for.
Yeah, the movie like opened with that, and that was my first thought. I was like, oh, timing, crazy.
It was. I mean, I wrote it down. I was like, oh god, maybe I won't even bring this up.
I didn't want to bring it up. It's so
well, there is that technology, isn't there? Because wasn't there several years ago in New York where they would put people behind the X-ray, if you will, if you call it, and because they were trying to put out the fact that it's like everybody's the same underneath. It's like you don't know,
Body Works.
I wish I could remember this properly, but yeah, there was an X-ray machine like that where people would walk behind it and they would do different things, and then they would come in the front and reveal themselves to the public, and I think it was more about people loving each other, and it didn't matter like what sex you were, because it's like you couldn't tell what they were behind.
Yeah, it was a campaign. It was like a public service campaign about peace and love and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah.
So then I do like this is one of my favorite scenes right here.
Yes. Dude, this scene, okay, I feel like the Fifth Element totally stole it from this, because the Fifth Element was like much later.
Oh, that's on our list this year.
Oh hell yes, that's like one of my favorite movies. But yeah, I felt like the Fifth Element scene where they're going through the security, like they legit.
If there is something in like 2 weeks, I'll go 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And some of my friends get it, and other people are like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "No, never mind."
You're like, get ready for a surprise.
Right.
Like, to me though, it's like, you know, she's putting that, or he is putting that thing back in there, and it's like, well, that's where his head is. So it's like,
that's what I was gonna say. Where does his head fit in this thing? Because that thing's going right into it.
You can't think too much about that scene.
And then that head became a bomb. So like that was interesting.
I thought that was great too. There's just some random explosions in this. Johnny Cap, random animatronic head. It's just
also another good. If you build a thing on Mars, remind me if I ever do that. Remind me to use bulletproof glass.
Yes,
right. It was the most breakable glass I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then they didn't shoot Arnold or Quaid, I should say, because it's like they could possibly make a hole into the dome. It's like, why isn't that?
Well, that is an incredible lack of foresight, whoever constructed these Mars domes.
Yeah.
The Mars scene is like really etched into my memory too. Like as a kid, I remember for whatever reason, I thought like most of the movie was in red lighting. And I, watching it today, I was like, oh, the red lighting's only for like a really short bit, but it was such a powerful like scene in my memory.
Mars was super red.
Yeah. I thought it was so cool. Like I remember really, really wanting to go to Mars. I actually spent hundreds of dollars and signed up for the Mars One project. I wasn't smart enough.
I'm sorry.
You have to be like hella smart with science, and
Krystle's like, I got a C-.
Well, why go to Mars, Krystle, when you can just get the memory implanted?
Got a C- right here. I'd like my Mars trip now, please.
Right. They said I was too emotional.
I wish they had shown, him traveling to Mars, because they didn't show that part. They just showed it. He's already there.
He just went to Mars, just got there, and then he was in the lady. Where did he get that lady's thing from? That was the whole.
Yeah, we totally missed
that. Was in the.
It might have been his gadget stuff. He got
that was in the suitcase.
Yeah,
it was in. It was part of the suitcase. Gotcha. It was bad timing.
The
timing was poor.
The suitcase was amazing.
I love the woman who saw the suitcase near the phone, and she said, "It's mine." No, it's mine. Then she's like, "Screw you."
She said F you. She had a big old F-bomb up in there.
Best one-liner, though, is when Benny is getting the friggin' drill, and Arnold goes, "Hey, Benny, screw you."
Oh, right.
Like, literally dozens and dozens and dozens of quotes. When they're finally he's trying to go up to the control module to turn on the reactor. And Richter is chasing him. They're fighting him in that construction elevator. And finally, he's hanging off the edge. And spoiler alert, Richter gets his arms chopped off because he hits one of the pillars. And he's like, "See you at the party, Richter." I mean, another thing where, like, me and my friends, if we're going to gather at an after party or something, other words, I will jokingly say that, like, "See you at the party, Richter." And my other friends are like, "Nah, good one. But it's just forever. The quotable lines are just way too much. I mean, people like, Ronnie Cox is just such a great actor and such a great villain in this, and so many other great villains in this that are just so good, and was like the prime of villainhood of the 80s and 90s, where you always like, oh, it's gonna be Ironside. Like you were like, oh, I know this is gonna be good.
Michael Ironside's a really good actor. I think Commando had more memorable one-liners though than this did. Commando,
I think so too, because
87.
I always quote this film, but really just that line.
I quote so many Commando lines.
I just do the "Welcome to the party." Like that's kind of.
I mean, if you go on any of the like Schwarzenegger online soundboards. Yeah. Where literally they categorize them by the movie, and you're just like, just tapping the button.
I have done that once. I actually.
That's what we should have brought into
hotel party. We did that for like 3 hours.
What other actor can you think of since Schwarzenegger that is known for these like one-liners in movies? I don't know.
Owen Wilson.
Rodney Dangerfield.
No, not
Wow.
not Schwarzenegger level.
I mean,
Oh, like in his own right. I mean, he's not like.
back in the day, I mean, Steven Seagal, there's like 4 of his movies that are like really quotable that you're like, oh, here we go. These are good.
Yeah, but not Schwarzenegger level.
I think
No,
Arnold.
he's in his like own class, like
Correct.
Walken and Schwarzenegger.
It may
would
be
like-
also
Completely.
because of his delivery of the lines.
Oh,
Correct.
100%.
Of course.
100%.
We're
Yeah,
literally,
exactly.
we're literally every movie after that. The writers were like, oh, but we need at least 7 of these Schwarzenegger quotable lines. Like they literally went out of their way to get it done.
Hey,
Michael said
Batman.
Tom Hanks,
Cool off.
you're right in that like there's certain movies like
My name is not Quaid.
Forrest Gump that you can quote 40 Forrest Gump quotes. But like I feel like Schwarzenegger did these like one-liners, and they're all like the same voice with the same type of delivery for like every movie because he wasn't playing different characters.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know
he's-
what? We
he's
also
not-
quote, "Come on, don't bullshit me."
Come
that
on.
one's- Come on, don't bullshit me.
Also,
That's
we should
just-
talk about Sharon Stone and how good she looked. Just FYI.
Oh,
She was
Noah has something to
incredible.
say.
She did all that action stuff herself.
Yeah.
Great, we're getting spammed now.
Was she the blonde or the brunette?
The blonde.
Okay, sorry.
She got shredded.
Because of this, she got Basic Instinct.
Right. I love the line where Melinda goes, "That was your wife? What up?"
Consider this a divorce.
Right.
Yes. Okay, I don't use that a lot, but that's a good one.
The applications for that one are a little bit slimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a dream.
Oh,
If only
gosh.
she had 3 boobs. No, he didn't.
Thanks, Dad.
She was great.
That's your dad?
Yes, that's my dad.
Is that your dad?
Yes, he's here every movie
I
club.
didn't even know that was your dad this whole time.
Awkward.
Honorable
So
minority.
I thought
awkward.
it was the same last name. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he watches every movie club with
Put
me.
that up
except-
again, though. That's
Thanks,
Casey's
thanks,
dad.
Ralph. Don't we look alike? Wait.
Oh my god, I do not tell my dad what these are. Because I'm afraid of my dad.
Yeah, Michael's a big commenter, Casey.
I
Yeah.
know.
No, that's amazing, Casey. That's amazing.
That's nice.
I know that's truly amazing. Welcome, Casey's dad.
Casey's
Casey's
dad,
dad.
more three
Got
boob
it going
comments,
on.
please. Shit,
Casey's
now I lost my train of thought.
Dad has got it going on.
Casey's dad has got it going. Don't worry, we'll bring Casey's dad on the next movie.
Yes. You're welcome, sir.
That's a good
Well,
one.
a topic that I would love to talk about in front of your dad. One of my favorite quotes is from the wife when Arnold comes back and she's like, "What have they been feeding this?"
He goes, blondes.
That's what he said, blondes, right?
Blondes.
Okay, I couldn't rewind it
How about
because
the
of
fact that, like,
reasons, but I was like, did this fool just say blondes? And then he did. I was hoping one of you guys would tell me.
the fact that I like that, like, they make the dude's girlfriend, Michael Ironside's girlfriend, have sex with.
It's
Oh
great.
my god! And when he's like, wait, what's he say? He was like, shoot, what does he say? Something about like, I wouldn't let my girlfriend hit that or something like that. And he was
Yeah,
just
and
like,
he's like, "What do you think she liked it?" And he's like, "No, like,
yeah, she didn't like Arnold
Yeah, she didn't
Schwarzenegger.
like it.
Mhm. And then one guy's like, I bet she hated every minute of it.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. It's poor, no wonder he wants to kill. He did have great motivation for wanting to kill Schwarzenegger the entire movie.
Oh,
Even
you know
though
what
his
this movie
boss was
reminded me of
telling
though? The new Moon Knight, well, old comic Moon Knight, but the Marvel Moon Knight, because like he like is trying to figure out who he really is, like, and no one's seen Moon Knight, I guess.
Not yet. No
Yeah,
spoiler.
I've got a lot to catch up on Disney Plus.
Okay,
Mhm.
well, the Moon Knight comics were very similar to this then too, and those were from like the 70s, 80s. Moon Knight was very 80s. Anyways, moving on. Next person talk.
I just want to say before like the episode ends, I love Paul Verhoeven's use of commercials in his movie, like RoboCop, Starship Troopers, and this one all have like some solid commercials that just like lead to world building.
No, I think
especially
you're so
like
right on that.
What's up?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, thank you. And I think I mean, even just like TV in general, he uses so
the
well.
commercials are always like a huge plot, like guidance, like Total Recall, like the whole like the movie's name, you know, like in the commercial that he sees, and then like a real trip to Mars. So you're like, oh, okay, that's how he gets to Mars. They're like,
and I love too. I almost felt like when they showed that second advertisement, like when he avoids all this gunfire, he gets on the thing, it drives away, and then he sees this commercial for like, hey, why bother with implants when you can go to Mars on the cheap? I feel like he kind of has this, and I could be projecting, but I feel like he's thinking to himself like, damn, if only I saw this advertisement first, I wouldn't have gotten in this situation. I should have just bought a ticket to Mars. What the hell was I thinking?
With my hot wife
hot wife.
that I don't really like. Also, it's like very Truman-esque, like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, because it's like not his real wife, not his real best friend, not his real life at all. And I was like, oh, I've seen this scene in the Truman Show. So I thought that was interesting. That's like one of my biggest fears. Like when I was younger. Yeah, like, yeah.
You walk outside and as light falls from the sky.
I think it started like it started really bad after I watched the Truman Show, but I just realized how many cameras were like everywhere. Like even then, like my family had cameras like on the house, and I was like, okay, these are cameras that I know of. Like, and I went to a nanny cam store with my friend once, like a spy store. Dude, cameras can be put in anything. And that was like 7-8 years ago. Like, I can't imagine now. Like, terrifying. Anyways, can someone else?
On that positive note, that leave a little something to fall asleep with tonight.
For real. So what did you guys think of the whole movie, like as a whole? Was this like an amazing film, or was this like a meh?
Well, are we going into rating? I guess we should jump into ratings soon.
Before we get to that, just real quick, it's so funny because, and I'm just bringing this up just for the fact that they had remade this movie, which the remake in 2012 or whatever it was, with Colin Farrell and Kate Beckinsale and whatnot. It seemed like that remake was a total different kind of plot. It was similar in nature, but they put a lot more different things to it, which I thought was I almost think of them as two separate films. But in the meantime, though, this is still, I think, holds up. I think it still is relevant. I think it's still incredibly entertaining. So leading into the question of what do I guys think? I love it, but I'm also biased because I saw this in theaters. I watch it when it's on and there's nothing else on. So it's a fun trip.
Would you get the implant, Brian?
So
is that the implant you said?
Would you get the implant?
Listen, man, we're jacked into our own social media and stuff already. What's the difference at this point?
Have you seen Upload? Have any of you seen Upload, the new TV show? You should. It's so incredible. But yeah, they had a similar, like the whole premise is basically like once you die, you can upload your body and like your memory still creates things. But it's kind of similar to like, you know, buying like an implanted vacation kind of. So afterlife. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe. I already got plates in my head, so maybe.
So what you're saying is you have the case. You just need the hardware and software for the.
Plug it in.
I do like that though. You just have a guy with like a little Game Boy cartridge in the back of his head.
Or the like the Mentats from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. It's the guy in the Cloud City with the little...
Right.
So Brian, you started talking.
Don't give a rating yet. Are you going to rating? Because I want to see the Zenescope chart.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Okay.
Does anyone else have anything that they would like to say about the movie? Though?
Oh, I have so much
There's
more,
quite a lot we
but-
could talk about.
Yeah, I was like, I could talk about this. Like the human shield he uses on the elevator. Like, I love that scene. It's terrible, but ridiculous. And yeah, the old lady with the suitcase, and she's like, "F you, you a-hole." Like in my head, I'm like, dang, that is some strong language for a 1990s movie. Like, but I remember that pretty hard.
If I was not here at the United Club, the airport, there would have been a lot more impersonations. But
This is a good,
sorry that
this is a good
I'm in
point.
public, so I can't do the fun stuff I would love to have done.
Who would hop
the-
on a ship?
What I don't
and
understand is
Mars?
why tourism is booming on Mars. Why does he want to go to Mars during a civil war, like this war?
Yeah.
Like, the rebels are fighting, and this is like all this strife, and you're like, oh, let's take a trip to Mars. Like it didn't make much sense.
Well, it's a planned trip to Mars. Like it's a fake trip to Mars. Like
Well, yeah, true.
I mean, it's
But
not
there
always
was-
great to go to
but no, but
Jamaica,
there was
but if
still
you-
stuff going on in the real world.
Well, remember, this was all an implant planned by Cohagen to quash the rebellion. So, in a way, it was always planned by Cohagen. The whole thing is orchestrated by Cohagen.
Right, right.
I would jump on a ship, by the way.
Totally.
000629.
You know,
Yeah.
2 years, take 2 years to do it, but sure, why not?
Oh yeah, Dean Norris was in.
What's up, Casey?
Dean Norris was a mutant in this movie, by the way.
Yeah, and he was also in Starship Troopers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, young. Dean
Very, very
Norris.
brief role. But
Okay, we should do ratings, but let's pop the Zenescope chart up real quick, Casey.
Zenescope.
Zenescope.
Look at that strong 5 for Barberella. Woo!
Five.
Flagpole.
That
Barberella.
5 is a statement.
Yeah, that's a
That's
big
really
F
all
you.
statement.
That's an F you to the rest of you. I love y'all.
Sun hated Barberella. We don't have Sun. So wait, go back real quick. The Sun gave back-to-back 1.5s at 2. Sun's been on a tear of just hating the movies. She probably hated Total Recall. It made her sick.
I think y'all should make her watch the movie before she does the poster. I think she might like them more.
Marilyn gave Barberella a 1.
Marilyn, what is wrong?
Yes, I
That's
did.
terrible.
And I won't change it.
You can't. It's on the Zenescope chart.
It's on this episode. Okay, let's do our ratings for Total Recall. Brian, did you want to start since you were
Sure.
starting earlier?
Sure. But I'm biased. I love this film. I love Schwarzenegger stuff in general. So 4.5.
Really high.
Just because it's such a fun ride. If you're trying to read into, dramatic, Oscar nominated stuff, you totally goofed. This is not that movie. But if you want that typical 80s, 90s, early kind of Schwarzenegger fun stuff, it's a must. Done.
Done.
Okay. Noah?
I am going to give it a 4. I'm glad you pulled up the Zenescope chart because I needed to compare this with the other movies. But no, what?
You can't do that.
Oh no, then I didn't do that.
Did you have the 4 locked in before taking a peek at the Zenescope?
I did have 4 locked in. I thought because definitely better. Barberella for me was fun and I enjoyed it, but it's a hell of a lot of camp, and I got to be in the right mood for it. Total Recall is, like Brian said, it's a fun, solid ride, but more than that, it's like enjoyable. It's not like I don't have to be in a 1960s sci-fi mood to enjoy it. But it's got action, it's got romance, it's got comedy, it's got twists, it's got turns, it's got some amazing practical effects. And if you listen to, thank you, Brian. If you listen to some of the other streams that we've done, I've said that I've been using RoboCop as a means for judging some of the other movies. So this is pretty RoboCop, And that's why I give it a 4.
Okay. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
Marilyn, go.
Anyone.
I'll go. I know for me, I loved it when I first saw it, but watching it now, I mean, it's enjoyable, but I don't know that I would like, oh, I want to go and see it again. So I'm kind of like in between like a 3.5 to 3.25.
3 1/3.
There you go.
3.33.
3.33333.
I don't know that I would do a 4 because I already I forget what it was that I put at a 4. And it's like I know that there are probably going to be others that I'm going to like a little bit more than this one. And not by much, still more. But again, I enjoyed it. And it plays well even today, but I don't love it as much as I did when I first saw it. So I'm going to give it a 3.5, 3.5.
I think that's fair.
Case?
So I genuinely went into this movie only knowing that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. I did not look at the plot. I did not look at anything. I straight up had no idea what I was walking into. I definitely enjoyed it. Was it campy? I can't tell. Like, to me, it does feel kind of older because it is, but I don't know if that makes, like, I don't know. I didn't watch it when it came out, so it's hard for me to judge. Like, the whole time I was thinking Inception, but I was like, obviously, Inception was inspired by this, not the other way around. I personally hate when movies don't tell me their true answer. It angers me, and then I get mad for the rest of the week. But this is one, if I was to compare it to Inception again, I would actually go back and feel like I would want to pick up on the details and try and piece together the puzzle again, instead of knowing that Inception will never tell me the right answer if that stupid top stops spinning or not.
Right.
Stupid movie. Anyways.
Great film.
No, I thought it was well written, dialogue-wise and story-wise. Obviously enough one-liners and quotes to last several decades. So I will give it a 4.25.
Oh.
Wow. And never having seen it before. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really high.
Krystle, thoughts?
I see where Marilyn's going. Like, after watching it, like, I remember it being really, really good. I liked it, but then I didn't remember a lot of it, which means maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know. I would maybe like a 4. I like 4 point. No, we'll do 4.5.
Wow.
We'll do 4.5. It's
you
not. And I think Barbara.
like
I
what
would
you're
like
gonna do.
if it were up to me, I would rather watch Barberella.
Well, quite clearly.
Thrown by the Zenescope graph.
But I love this. I love camp. Like, I'm a camp queen. Like, I love that. I love tchotchke stuff. But it got really high because Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it is a movie I quote a lot.
It was the drilling scene for Krystle.
I'm getting
I have a
Brian is
friend.
mad, but he can't be because I gave it the same score he did basically. So just very different reasons. I would have given it a 5, but rewatching it, yeah, I think Barbara.
Well, I have a
Best
friend
Krystle quote of this year.
I have a director friend who told
Literally,
me,
I'm the only one drinking during all this, and that's like almost as good as Barberella. Are you guys? Are you drinking your mushroom tea? What the hell?
I did today.
I need to get a drink right now. I'm never going to end this entire episode.
They found a way to unblock themselves.
No, I have a director friend who told me, I was telling him I was going to watch it. He's a showrunner and a director, and he's on a show. I won't tell you what it is, but I respect his opinion. And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna watch that piece of shit?" And I'm like, "Wait, what did you just say?" And he goes, "No, watch it. When you watch it," he's like, "How long has it been since you watched it?" I was like, "Probably like 20 years plus." He's like, "You're gonna hate it this second time around." I didn't.
I kind of thought that. I kind of thought I wasn't gonna like it.
I did not hate it. I didn't hate it. I still love this movie to a point. It's not nearly as good as I remember it in my, like, I agree with Marilyn. Like, it's just not what I remember it as. And I'm like, oh man, like it was a little bit more dated than I thought it was gonna be. Brian, don't shake your head.
Killing Brian. Killing me.
I was very much, I wasn't as excited this time around to watch it like I was when I was a kid. I think Teenage Ralph would have given this 5 stars. 5 recalls, whatever you want to say. 5 Johnny Cabs.
Johnny Cabs.
There you go. Yeah.
Slightly older than Teenage Ralph will give it.
Slightly older than Teenage Ralph.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Pretty sure Noah called you dad today.
If you say something, you're surprised Noah doesn't call me dad.
No, he did call you dad. That's how he introed you.
Oh, he did.
I said big, bad, super rad, kind of a dad. He was once a lad.
I will give this.
Always a fad.
I'm never going to get this out. I will give this.
Bit of a Chad.
This has to end at some point. This is tough, man.
Wreck It Ralph.
All right, Brian, is that your movie poster?
Following myself.
And we give you a little pyramid in the bottom corner.
I gotta stick with my gut. 3.75. 3.7.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's the score that is. I thought I was gonna go in this going like 4.5 like Brian, and it's just not a 4.5 movie anymore.
See, I thought I was gonna go with a 5. I thought I was gonna go with a 5. But...
And I gave like other movies we've done, like Predator, I think I gave that a 5 because it's amazing.
Someone said I would have given it a 5 if he was naked, and I did give Terminator 5 because facts.
Consistency.
If Chris Sampson was here, his head would explode because he'd be giving this a 5. Okay. Krystle, is the cover uploaded?
I didn't hear your vote. What was it again, Ralph?
Casey is the 3.75.
All right, that's fair.
3.75.
I have the layouts to the next one, but I will get it in 2 seconds.
Casey.
Yeah, I got ahead of myself.
Hey, where's Casey's dad? We need to talk about Casey. Casey, she forgot to upload the main part of Movie Club.
I'm sorry. I got excited for the next one. I'm sorry.
She was updating the Zenescope chart.
I was updating the Zenescope chart.
I was updating the Zenescope chart.
What did audience give it, by the way? We didn't get any audience scores today.
This is illusion.
We should have rated it by boobs.
What? Oh, yeah.
By third boob.
Fail. Big fail.
Oh, well, I say Johnny Cabs is fun. Do you guys want to see the cover? If Casey is it? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the showcase edition.
But this will be going up on the site. Wait, let me make sure Mark's putting it on the site.
Robert 4.5, Mark 4. Yeah, what would you guys rate it? 5. Fist.
Oh, first movie for Michael.
I said fist movie.
Fist movie. Here's your next Zenescope character.
They're very tiny on the screen.
Well,
I give it 4 children.
Okay.
We should also break in Casey's dad. He should just post how many he's going to give, just out of curiosity.
Casey's dad's giving this a 5 for sure. Okay. This will be up on the site shortly if it's not already. I think it is already. Mark probably has it up. It will be going up in a moment. Let's see Sun's cover. Let's do it. Boom.
Nice.
The showcase edition.
There it is. It's the.
Is it the wife playing tennis?
It's the girl's outfit.
Oh,
It's Sharon's outfit, but it's one of our characters, so she has brown hair.
When she's playing tennis?
Yeah.
Fake tennis, yeah.
Wasn't it the fake tennis scene where she gets in the fight with him and stuff in the apartment?
It's funny that the movie is all about Schwarzenegger, but we do the Sharon Stone character. It's just
Oh, it would have been hard to do a sexy.
up. Don't tick off Krystle, she'll fight you, but there's no sexy Arnold.
Yeah. Z-rated Arnold cover. Guys, it should be up on the. We'll get a link shortly in a moment. We'll probably drop the link in there.
There needs to be a triple variant.
My dad did say that as well.
I love that cover, by the way. I just want Sun to know in case you want. There's only two boobs. We should have done a 3-boob variant.
Yeah, because I don't
get on that.
I wouldn't know if I would know that movie from that cover, but if they were the 3 boob, I'd be like,
the rated version might be a 3
recall. But I wouldn't have recalled the tennis outfit. Like if I just saw that on the shelf, I don't know if I would put the 2 together.
Yeah,
I blame Dave and Sun if there's not a 3-boob variant.
That's what I was saying. Tell Sun to start watching these movies before she does the covers. I think she'll have so much more fun doing the covers.
One of these movies she could watch beforehand.
Yeah. Because you just get so much inspiration when you watch the film. So
she might have, though. We don't know.
Sun, fantastic work.
Yeah.
Sun, we love the cover. Don't listen.
Add an extra boob.
Right.
I do really like the little glow behind the.
Let me see. I think I have a link for you guys.
I did like the tennis lesson thing. That was like one of the things I wrote down, but I didn't mention. I thought that was.
Got to buy the Z-rated. Didn't know if there's
favorite
a
scene. We didn't do favorite scene.
We did not do favorite scene.
We didn't do favorite scene. We got off on too many tangents.
What's your favorite scene, Brian?
There's so many different ones. There's so many different special effects. The whole running through security was always great. That's a great fight scene and special effects. The fight scene in the elevator and when Benny reveals that he's actually part of the Cohagen squad.
Nice. I think mine is Open Your Mind. That thing just is so creepy. That every time it comes before it opens, I'm just like, it's coming. The part's coming.
For me, it was when they go to the hotel room and the doctors, they're trying to convince him it's just all in his head. It's just a dream. That whole scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's a solid turning point in the movie too, where it's kind of like there are a couple key moments where it's like it just keeps flipping the book on you. Like that's why I like the scene where he initially like meets himself. In the laptop. Briefcase, whatever.
I love that scene. That's my favorite scene too. With the whole removing the thing from his nose, and then the holograph thing. I thought.
The hologram is so cool.
That's the best part. That's the coolest tech in the thing.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's played Halo Reach, but that is the best gadget.
Who's watching Halo?
Anyone else? Favorite scene? Last chance because we're running late and we got a show next. Yes, Casey. 3. What's that? 3 boobs. That's your favorite thing?
I didn't want to say it out loud, but you got it.
Casey loves the 3 boobs scene. Her and her dad have that in common. Okay.
We watched it together.
The apple doesn't fall far. Okay. Let's see the layouts for next month. Are you ready?
What is next month?
The Crow.
The Crow.
Dude, I have not seen this movie in probably like 10 years.
I think I've only seen it once.
No more.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I used to have a giant Crow poster in my staircase.
Ooh, I actually have a connection to someone who was in that movie. Maybe we can get them on the show.
That'd be tight. I know it's not the main star.
Wow. Too soon, Krystle. Too soon.
Is it? He died on that film, right? Like during the film. Yeah.
Yikes.
But if you could totally get him, that'd be awesome. And it would divulge some sort of power we did not know you had.
It'll take a little bit of work.
Well,
that's my ready room, Krystle. Actually,
get ready for the Crow. I don't know what's our date for next month. This movie. Let me look. We have it somewhere. Should be somewhere here. Movie Club.
Somewhere.
It's going to be probably just as I'm back on the road again.
June 29th. The 29th of June is the next Movie Club.
Putting it on your calendar.
It's a Wednesday. It's the Crow. We will see you there.
Or B Square. The 29th.
The 29th of June.
I'm
Same
so blown
time.
out right here. Sorry.
We will see you. We will see you in a month. And
All right.
Brian, I will see you.
What's the average of all of our scores?
I'm waiting for Sons. She will.
We have to wait.
Okay, we have to wait till next month to find out. Fair.
Because
Okay.
depending on if she likes it or not.
But it got higher than a 3 because everyone voted higher than a 3. So.
Yes.
Will I see you guys in Dallas?
I'll see you in Dallas.
Oh yes, that's like next week.
I'm gonna go down probably for a day or two.
Crashing at your house. I'm crashing in your tiki bar.
We're crashing at
Stay there. I literally I've got a tiki show on the 19th. So I won't be there on Sunday.
We're still staying.
Yeah, but if you guys are into tiki art,
You and all your reptiles.
Yeah, the green-tailed tiki. That's the name of my tiki bar.
There you go. There you go.
So
we'll be
happy pre-birthday, Mark LeBrant. Friday's the birthday.
Happy birthday, Mark. Mine was last Friday.
Your birthday buddies.
Happy birthday, Ralph. Happy birthday. What the? Holy crap, Noah! You're shocking me with this budget you got now.
Right? we got our ears open. We hear the wants and needs of our fans.
I'm liking it.
We've said it all. Everybody, do you want to plug what you have coming up? Oh my God, what happened?
No.
I froze.
The cast froze. We're alive! Yay!
I froze. Did you guys freeze?
We all did.
Froze.
Yeah.
We all did. Because you're the.
That was weird. Oh shit!
If only we could have. We should have ended it like 2 minutes ago, and we would have been perfect.
That's so weird, though.
Whoa! What is going on?
Wow.
2 Caseys?
Is it Mercury retrograde? Is it Mercury retrograde?
I love this.
Should we just say goodbye, or should we exist in this strange space? Is it a dream?
Good idea. There you
Whoa.
go, Casey. Good tie-in.
That
Ralph, Krystle, and Brian were all a dream.
There never was a Ralph. There never was a Krystle.
Oh, but Casey, it's like your other one is also now buffering. Your
There's
twin.
another Casey?
Yeah, I see another Casey.
Now we're getting into doppelganger territory. We're switching movies here.
The strips are kicking in.